Welcome back, everyone, to UMG Sudbury. Of course, it is Championship Sunday. It's myself, Lando, in the studio, along with Paradox, joining me from home. Paradox, we have another fantastic series lined up, probably a little bit closer than the last one we ended up having, of course, between Era and ERG. But this time we have PinkRockstars going up against Issa team. I personally got two players in my mind to be looking out for in this series. Anon from Issa team and your boy Lurid from the side of PinkRockstar. I think those two are definitely going to be battling it out. I think it's fair to say, starting off in this first hard point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's sort of your marquee pound-for-pound matchup going into this one. And Lurid has done a lot of work for PinkRockstar. I'm not going to sort of just beat around the bush with it. He has been the backbone of this team throughout this entire tournament from what we've seen so far. My biggest thing from yesterday when we talked about sort of closing the night, coming into Championship Sunday, I want to see more production from the rest of the team. So now you're coming off of what? You had a... I'm trying to go back in the bracket. Yeah, they had a 3-0 over Persistence, so it looks like things are clicking and ready to go coming into their first series of today on stream. I do want to see what they're bringing to the table. We're starting this one out on Breakout. What do you want to hop on board with?
I was going to see what exactly Lurid was rocking. Of course, going to have that E-Rat out for the side of Issa team. NV4 there for Anon. So I'm actually going to start on board with Bed off the break. I'm curious to see what he can provide. He was kind of like the secondary slayer behind Lurid so far throughout a lot of PinkRockstar series that we've been able to spectate. So I'm curious to see how he obviously can have a start when it comes down to this game. Of course, hardpoint on Breakout. Got to play pretty consistently when it comes down to this map. Of course, we do have one Money Hill when it comes down to Cell Block. Of course, can make that one worth your while when it comes to the Commissary, the last hill of the first set of rotations. Or, excuse me, of the entire rotation, rather. But it looks like the kills already starting to go down. Well, Issa team got the first 3 seconds. Issa team ended up going down by 3 players, so PinkRockstar is quick to respond. Is actually going to make the flip. The spawns actually flip off the bat here.
It's really good to flip those spawns. They're going to be set up in prime position when Cell Block comes onto the pod. But for right now, Bed still staying alive in the hill. Finally ends up going down. You still have Lurid in a nice position here. Looks like he's going to challenge one inside of the hill. Chad ends up cleaning that one up. So 17 seconds left. You're going to start to see 2 of those players. That's Bed and Hawk already dropping back, making sure Cell Block is primed and ready. Meanwhile, Lurid and Chad will deal with the brunt of the Issa team push.
Indeed, they will see how that one does go down. So push, getting ready to make their way forward. Zaid on that flank. Question is, player number 3, Hawk, toward the very, very back of this hill. Not going to be spotted. Great line set there for him to hold on to those spawns toward back garage. Player number 5, though, is Anon. He's still back here. Swaps to that K-bar. He's going to obviously hear the call out from his teammates. This is a huge gunfight that Anon needs to win. Of course, waiting a little bit too long. Checks exactly what angle he can be at. Can he find the kill is the question, but no, Hawk going to go big. Unfortunately, does drop, so Vusi is toward the flank. He'll quickly be traded, so a nice overall player from the side of PinkRockstar. It all started with that great line set that Hawk had to the very, very back of the map. As he'll shut down those players to make sure the spawns are still in their favor.
And then this is what you don't want to do. You see Issa team all bundling up around that outside showers area. Finally, they send 1, arguably 2, over towards loading to try and contest, but they run straight into the gun of Lurid, who's on a 3 streak. Already here, prime to make it 4, and there you go. Already pushing out here, makes it 5 already. First rotation battle already run over here towards the graveyard. Lurid is still alive. The good thing for Issa team is Anon right now. It's going to hit Spiral, went all the way towards that back garage, was able to stay alive for a second, but ends up going down. Meanwhile, Lurid is just having his way inside of the hardpoint. This is a 11-1 start. Already has the Trinity Rocket, moving in towards the bombardment, and might be able to even pick up the Warden if he keeps this up.
He's making this look so easy for a squad right now, man. It looks like that 8 streak make it 9 spree as well. Finally be ended 13-2. Some streaks for good measure. That's going to grant his team quite a few seconds when it comes down to Graveyard, where a lot of the Issa team members have already laid to rest. But unfortunately, they are finally able to get inside of the hill and start adding on to that very depressing score up to this point. Just not finally reaching that 20-second mark as rotations will start to commence. Gino, slow start 1 and 8. Of course, they're going to leave that hill pretty early. Honestly, would rather have at least one person kind of hop in that hill to try to remain and try to get the excess time, but they're going to be hopping on the rotation, trying to set up early on for Commissary. As we take a look at PinkRockstars making their way right now through middle. Hawk, along with Chad, trying to make that push happen. Currently looking through the eyes of Hawk right now. 7-3 start. Player just toward his right, not able to make that one happen. Chad in a position to potentially trade. This is a big kill if he can find this one. Not a whole lot of players leading toward that back line, so if they can keep on board, make sure they have a few teammates for this back area, they can actually lock spawns right now, Paradox.
I sort of like that play from Issa team. It's not too far into this game where you have to go and fight for that scrap time. Just prioritize your respawn and moving over towards commissary, your rotation over towards this hill that you can easily pick up a lot of time. But Lured's going to clean 2 outside of it with the bombardment. You have 1 more still sort of waiting in Zayd here around outside showers. Looks like he's going to actually go and give up that time and try and set up for this visitor's room again. And with this loading control, he won't be able to win the key gunfight that he needed to win there. That's what the entire push was for. Bed comes through, shuts him down. Meanwhile, PinkRockstar looked like they were going to move over, but they end up opting to go for the first hill of the second rotation.
And I'm constantly asking myself, like, when is Lured going to slow down? Like, he hasn't had, like,
yeah.
I mean, there's been maps where he hasn't done, like, the best. I think we've even, like, a search and destroy, maybe even, like, an uplink where he might have gone, like, barely positive or maybe even a little bit negative. But, I mean, he is just the reasoning why PinkRockstar is having success. Not to take anything away from Bedhawk or Chad by any means, but he's just on another level. And right now, of course, we do talk about the battle coming into this series for Lured from PinkRockstar, closing at 18-6. And on right now, double negative, 4-8. So that's definitely the differential that's coming into this match. The reason why the score was nearly doubled for the time for the side of PinkRockstar. As we'll see potentially what Issa team can start to do once they made that rotation over toward Graveyard. And the Commissary, it obviously worked out very well for them, kind of bringing this one back to a level playing field. His rotation off of Central Rooftop is going to come into play. Hawk yet again trying to get in his primary spot. Living up to his name, trying to sit in a nice area to get a little bit of an overview for his team. Currently sitting inside a garage. This is a big battle. If he can win this one, his teammates have actually left him, is Zayd, and he's going to actually pay for that one. So Hawk finds the gunfight that should guarantee his team spawns for now. Player just off to the light. Gino is going to make him pay for that. Vusi as well trying to stay alive. Gino finds 2 big kills. Vusi finds the 3rd. And just like that, that's going to be Issa team. Might even take the lead at this particular moment. Bed, just to the outside of this hill, would be probably smart for him to wait for his teammates to start to engage.
Looks like Vusi's going to go all the way around. Didn't spot one on the back door. Picks that one up. Turns around. Wants to find the second, but he will not be able to do it. It's a team. Still have control of the cell block right now. You see Anon just firing all the way towards that back door. Making sure the shots are there. There's still 20 seconds up for grabs on this hard point. It can be an easy flip, and there you go. The break finally comes through from PinkRockstar. Now we're going to see Lurton use the Trinity Rocket to take a couple players off of the respawn. Can he pick up 2? Only ends up with 1, gets damage as well, but Chad's going to lead the rotation over here towards Graveyard. Looks like there's one waiting in the wings for Issa team. That's going to be Zayd taking a lot of damage and ultimately meets his maker.
We talked about how slow of a start this was in the first set of rotations. Once we rotate back here toward Graveyard, a little bit of a different story. Issa team actually had the lead coming into this hard point. PinkRockstar's quick to try and get that one back in their favor. Adding on some time, but here comes some streaks actually this time coming in from Vusi. We saw that amazing streak that he ended up going on when it came down to those last 2 hard points, obviously making it worth it in the end. Clears out the hard point and grants his team now some time in the hill. Vusi playing a pretty big role right now, just watching through middle as the next 28 seconds do expire on Graveyard. Issa team wants to make sure that that time is in their favor. FTL jump gets rocked from Lured. We'll see what kind of impact he can make. Finds 2. That's going to be 3 down now for Issa team. Only player is Gino toward the backside, as he's not going to be able to be in a position to fight for the remaining seconds. So it will be PinkRockstar grabbing these points. The thing is that they need to be on that rotation. They need to be aware of these next spawns that are going to be coming up Bed, or to getting involved with the gunfight toward the backside. He'll get challenged by 2 players. Vusi finishing him off, as rotation will now come in toward Commissary, a hill that brought Issa team back into this one, as they're now in a better position than they were before. As fight's going down in on toward the back, actually ends up dropping, so this is actually a great play from PinkRockstars. Instead of immediately initializing themselves on the hard point, trying to get control first.
Looks like Bed is going to opt to go for the mid-cut push. Spotted at least 1 teammate support now coming from the back door. 1 ends up going down. FTL jump in a panic from Issa team. They're able to somehow stay alive inside of the hard point, break the setup, and come out with some of this time. Now they're getting aggressive, pushing out. Vusi ends up going down. You have Zayd in a position to cut off mid, and now he's dropped as well. So PinkRockstar going to come back. Looks like it might be with a break of their own. They can take out 1 in the back. That's going to leave it all up to Bed inside of the hard point, and he goes down as well. Ally comes through 3 in a row, 10 and 13 on the stat line, and that's a really nice hold from Commissary for It's a team. That is what you want as we enter the 3rd rotation.
Indeed, my friend. Definitely a different story after this set of rotations. It's a team now with the lead, a pretty stable lead at that. As PinkRockstar is trying to bring it back into their favor. Hawk really trying to gain some line set over toward that other top area. Of course, once we end up moving the hill about 3 or 4 months ago from the bottom up toward central rooftop, it's definitely made those MV4s and those top buildings more and more valuable. And Hawk, of course, was utilizing those for the time. Chad locking down some seconds as the lead change will happen yet again, this time for PinkRockstars. They've got the spawns in their favor. That's exactly what Issa team is trying to prevent. Anon already being aware of that rotation. It's going to be coming in towards cell block. Him and Zayd making a very, very important push. No one already back here yet, so Hawk not making that rotation back as of yet. Spots one player just towards his left. This is a huge gun that needs to win. Able to find one. There's another player that's left to engage. Hawk is one shot. Does he realize that there's another player back here? No, he does not. Anon is able to win that gun engagement. Going to have spawns right now for his team heading in toward cell block, as it will be PinkRockstars early on, currently residing inside of that hill. We'll see how Issa team decides to try and re-engage on this.
Team can still lose this spawn control. Currently, they're spawning up around that med bay, and that's going to continue to be the case as Vusi is going to be the first one off of the spawn. Teammates end up going down, going to halt his rotation over towards the hard point, tries to pick off one from this top lunge area, but will not be able to do it. PinkRockstar been a wrecking ball when it comes to breaking hard points so far. Let's see if it's a team can answer back. They've already lost one, but they were able to trade that 1-for-1, losing too much pressure mid-map. Gino tries to put some down from that wall run area. He ends up dropping as well. That's going to give PinkRockstar some breathing room to finally start to push out of this hard point. And with Lurid having the game he's having right now, expect him to show off here on the dirt street.
And this puts this team in a very awkward spot because PinkRockstars, if they hold down the remaining time, they can actually win this hard point. They're very, very close to locking this one down. Only 2 more seconds left. The one player trying to engage it. Can he stop it? Yes, he will delay it for the time. This rotation is going to need to come in here toward this next hill, and just like that, the battle isn't going to be able to happen fast enough. A player from PinkRockstar was able to be there just in the nick of time, as it will be PinkRockstars locking down this game. Number one, winning this one at 250 to 188. But we have to highlight, man, Lurid 36 and 14, a minute and 21 inside of the hill. He was an absolute dawn for yet again another respawn.
And then you get 2 solid performances out of Vusi and Gino on the other side. Well, as Gino had a really slow start to that game, right? At like 0-8 and 1-8. It finishes that one at 21 and 24 with a minute inside the hill. Talk about bouncing back. And for a minute there, I really thought as a team we're going to have that when they were stringing hills together over and over. They were winning some of those rotation battles. They were able to sort of match up in the pound for pound when they went for breaking the hard points. They just sort of lost it there in the end game, unfortunately. But turning things over to search and destroy, I feel like that's where we see things are a little bit weaker for PinkRockstar. And this is a game mode where it's a team can really come out and say, hey, we are here to play in this series.
Oh, for sure. And, of course, I'm actually on my phone right now. There we go. Following Lurid. I think it's about time. The man has absolutely shown up this weekend. I think it's about time that I show him some love. He deserves it, without question. And like I said, when it comes to this next search and destroy, this one's going to be on retaliation. Like you said, it's a little bit of a different story when it comes down to the side of PinkRockstar. I think this is where we're going to see the side of Issa team starting to feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable when it comes down to it. But it should be very, very interesting to say the least, Paradox.
Oh, yeah. And looking at Retaliation, Search, and Destroy, this might be the first one we've actually been able to cast on stream.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so.
I believe it hasn't been played a whole lot so far this weekend. So I'm finally excited to obviously get a Retaliation, Search, and Destroy on the board. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Of course, game number 1 already in the books. We'll see how Search and Destroy and Retaliation does fade out. We'll obviously see if Issa team can try and bring this one back to a level playing field, or will the side of Lurid and the boys from PinkRockstar rock their way to finishing a map number 2 and their victory. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Welcome back, everyone, to UMG Sudbury. Of course, it is Championship Sunday. Of course, we do apologize for those delays. Everything has been found out, figured out, and we should be good to go here heading into our next map, which is going to be Search and Destroy and Retaliation. Just kind of break things down, let you guys know exactly what has happened in case you forgot or if you're just joining us. It was a pretty dominant victory in some cases, one of the closer hardpoints that we've seen so far throughout the event so far in some cases here, Paradox. They won that one. Yeah. PinkRockstars did at 250 to 188, and that was, of course, on Breakout. S&D on Retaliation, different story. Currently looking at a few players from Issa team. I definitely think the Anon's going to be one. I think you also have to point out, I think it was Genos who had pretty good performances in the Search and Destroy yesterday as well for them. So I definitely think this is a map that's going to play a little bit closer. I think we could see a 6-3, 6-4, maybe even around 11 again if Issa team has anything to say about it.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm really worried about is, are they going to let Lurid sort of get into those little areas and pockets of space to sort of get behind the defense and everything? And even then, you have some close quarters engagements over in the bike shop and inside of hotel. That's sort of where Lurid likes to roam, likes to assert his dominance on the map. It's going to be rocking the K-bar. And of course, there we go. As soon as I say that, switching right over and over to the E-Rad. So for Issa team, that is the biggest thing I'm worried about for them. You cannot let a player like this really sort of dictate the pace of play.
Exactly, and of course when it comes down to this map as well, be going to, without question, be the more preferred site of the two, despite what we might be seeing here in our first round. So it looks like spread going down for PinkRockstar, making some presence known here over toward A. Issa team thinking about an off-site hit for the first round. As they do make their defensive play happen, Lurid immediately getting spotted over toward that curb side, and Hawk immediately in a 1-on-4. So it seemed like an interesting push for the side of PinkRockstar, just trying to feel things out when it came down to their first offensive round, of this game. Unfortunately for them, it's not going to work out, and Issa team responds back with everyone actually finding a kill there. So a team ace in some cases.
Well, take a look at this one at the end, the NV4. Looking nice right now from Zaid. So my thing is, if you look at that, you don't have like tack resists, so maybe we start to see some of those work their way into this game. If anyone sort of took attention to detail on that on PinkRockstar, doesn't look like anything just yet. Just one flechette grenade, and that's going to be in the hands of Bed. But they're going to have this be. They're going to have the A stack, the 3 stack over at A. So far, they've already lost 2. Gino in control of the bomb for Issa team.
Indeed, just like that, player starting to get picked off. Issa team in the end comes out with a 2-player advantage. Lurid though has had just about a double KD so far throughout most of the respawns. Statistically, he should be able to take at least one of them out. That car does explode with a nice flechette awareness, and he is weak. Of course, trying to regen some health. We'll see what he can do. 1-on-3, 34 seconds left, and that player is going to spot him inside of Hotel Hallway. Quick work made of Lurid. Another position of clutch, and another opportunity where PinkRockstar has actually, I believe, only had 1 player drop so far throughout these first few rounds. So yes, only 1 player, I believe, has died for them up to this point, which actually was Vusi. So feeling pretty confident right now. It's a team. Definitely a nice comeback in this search and destroy, different pace, which is obviously good for them. And it looks like Lurid and Bed, along with Chad, combined for 0-6. So definitely not what you want to see, especially from Lurid, who has been the main slayer for PinkRockstars the entirety of these last 2 days.
I feel like right now you sort of have a feel-out round, right? Try and slow the pace down, understand what you have in your opponent when it comes to the search and destroy. And it looks like that is exactly the plan from PinkRockstar. Going to opt to go for the favorable site here. Lurid ends up sliding into the bike shop. Already has 1. The pre-fire comes through with the E-Rat. Secures the first blood.
Lurid actually shooting at his teammate there for a moment. Ends up finding a second player. In this match, only 1 player last alive. That's going to be Zaid. And a nice pickoff there for the side of PinkRockstar. Slowly but surely make their way here over toward B. And I'm not going to lie, I was thinking based on how slow they were playing, had Lurid not found that kill inside a garage, this would have not been a round that worked out for them. But he finds that pick. And in the end, they're able to kind of divulge on toward that plat side and make their way forward. So kind of an awkward offensive first round that we end up seeing from PinkRockstars. Of course, Issa team takes 2 straight rounds, and then they're able to finally respond back. Lurid finding 3 out of those 4 kills. This is what we talk about, man. When this guy goes off, they start to see success. So with that, finding a hat trick in round number 3. Of course, we'll see how round number 4 treats us. And it's going to be treating us with an interesting hit here. 1 player already dropping. Chad somehow finding that first blood on Gino early.
Oh my, Chad with a nasty angle to barely spot Gino there. Picks up the first blood, the bomb ends up dropping, but Zayd has since picked that up, does have the Scarab, but what is Hawk doing? All the way in the back, does have this sniper rifle making his way over through Cathedral. Don't know if he knows that there's a player just to his left that he ends up missing. Finally, the shots come in. That's Vusi securing that kill, so now numbers advantage over towards It's a Team. This bomb's going down at A.
It is. We'll see what Lurid can try and provide. Of course, we're going to just now hear that bomb does go down. Picked up actually the Hailstorm off the ground. E-Rat in hand. Finds 1. 2 left. Chad is dropped. Lurid having players from both sides. Actually spots one just toward that side tank. I'm not sure how they haven't set up a crossfire to shut him down just as of yet. But in the end, he is close to streak, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and stay alive, find as many kills as possible. He's going to spot another kill yet again. Shuts down Vusi, and if you're Anon in this situation, try and get away from this player, as he is going to be near that curbside. And 4 versus E-Rat, it's not going to work out. Lurid getting, I believe, a 1-on-3 situation there, working out in his favor. Back-to-back hat tricks as in only 2 rounds, he's found 6 kills. He's got streaks. He gets the bomb defuse as well, as he's brought his team back in this one yet again, as we're now level at 2 apiece.
Oh, that's a swing round for sure. So looking at what Lurid was able to do, obviously Sparks one over behind the fountain, knows that is a power position here on retaliation, doesn't go for the immediate challenge. Then spots one just hanging right outside of Cathedral. So works his way, slides in for the first engagement, 1v1, gets the FTL, sort of knows, hey, this guy's trying to run away. I can make a huge play here. Ends up winning the round, getting full streaks. PinkRockstar get the equalizer, but now they are in the driving position to start out the rest of this game. Round number 5 on your screen right now. Hawk in control of the bomb. Bed going to play this one slow. Looks like they're trying to work their first pick inside of Hotel.
Indeed, they are. Interesting to put the bomb player there. Lurid finding another kill right now through mid-map. 7 spree for him. As he's going to have some streaks to work with if he wins to use them. Chad getting picked off there from Gino. 3-on-3. Now make it a 2-on-3. Issa team now in a position to try and retake this site, because Hawk should be getting that bomb down shortly. Players are actually on either side, so they can actually set up a crossfire. If they get the angles correctly, Zayd ends up getting picked off. Nice line set there from the other side of the bus. Vusi here to try to find one. Maybe can't even find either of those players. We say maybe finds one, maybe finds 2. But both players are going to stay up, and back-to-back-to-back rounds right now for the side of PinkRockstars. You can obviously see, man, Lurid heating up. 3 kills, actually in round number 2, 3 kills in round number 3. And just like that, man, he finds 2 in this one as well. Just absolutely lining up right now. 8-2 right now for him, along with some streaks to work with.
Oh, man. This is a nice little streak going for PinkRockstar. I want to see if they can keep this momentum going on the defense. But Gino in control of the bomb. Looks like Vusi's going to be the man to push out towards this plat side, get some early shots. Anon comes through and cleans up a kill. While Vusi's still battling back and forth, player trapped behind the bar. That is Chad. And Chad ends up winning the gunfight. No, you cannot let that happen. That swings things right back over to PinkRockstar. 2v2 players for Issa team, completely on opposite sides of the map. Not to mention Chad is looking right on top of this bomb. Zayd, though, sneaks through, picks that up, and almost gets out. Chad goes through and punishes him from behind.
Nice play from Chad to this point, finding 2 kills out of the 3. Bed finding the other, so both these players still with something to work with, and unable to find one. It would be a 1-on-2 clutch. Chad making his way just to the side on the outside of curve. Question is, does Anon hear him? It looks like he doesn't, because he's going to run right forward, and Chad, this should be an easy kill from Chad. You should finish this one off, my friend, and thankfully, Anon is going to try and challenge that over that top white van. Maybe thought he might have been out of ammo, or maybe would think the rush would not be a likely one. One more bullet is all it took, and Chad able to finish that player off. So 4 rounds straight for the side of PinkRockstars. Despite Lurid being dropped for the first blood, his team is able to clutch up when they need to. And Issa team, yet again, paradox to the back foot.
And you still have full streaks in the hands of Lurid. Looks like at some point they're going to want to go.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hawk is going to be the one to spot any of these players. He has to. This is a full flank come from Issa team. Hawk hasn't even heard anything. They end up losing the first blood. Hawk with some shaky shots. Picks up one. One more in front of him. Can he get the kill? He will not be able to. So now Bed is left in his position. Bomb all the way down at Broken Building. 1v2. Both these players hitting the upper avenue. That's going to be a 2v1 player in the air. Can't run through the skies like Luke. You're going to be shut down pretty fast there.
Yeah, Bed. Interesting kind of push. He knows exactly where these players are, just obviously earning that position from Hawk. Coming at an odd challenge, but of course tries to make that one happen anyway. In that situation, PinkRockstars has kind of had the same offensive setup in their back-to-back offensive rounds. Of course, they're not going to be on the defense, but kind of having 3 players scattered out, having Lurid sitting in Hotel Hallway, having the other 2 kind of focused toward Plat and that back catwalk side, and having Hawk sit inside of Retaliation, inside of Broken Building. In that situation, that definitely should have gone their way. So a round that PinkRockstars could have potentially been gifted is going to go over to Issa team. So Issa team finally getting a round after the last 5. Really seeing a 1 and 4, but shots coming in. Hawk finding one from a long range. Actually finding 2. Give me the 3rd. Actually gets a hit marker there. The longbow not going to be the most valuable thing in the end, but Lurid will get the assist, and just like that, Zayd will fall as well. A beautiful round there for PinkRockstars. as they're going to realize we gave away that last round, but we're not letting that one happen again. Big two-piece there from Hawk. Of course, they're going to let him get that bomb defuse as well and say, nice work on that round, my friend. Also finds 2 kills with the sniper rifle. Major props to him.
Great play from Hawk, and Lurid ended up spotting, I believe, 3 on the bomb site itself when he was set up in bedroom. So he's just free to rotate back out, and that's when you saw the Trinity Rockets sort of come in and force a little bit more pressure. They come straight into the sights of Hawk, and from there, it's just easy to win out those engagements with the skill on this team, and it looks like they're going to switch things up. A will be the site to play. Sniper shots still coming in from Hawk, trying to provide some support from above for the bomb carrier. That is bad. Just going to try and play this slow.
And Lurid does have some more streaks. I believe going to ping. With the streaks, he spots another one just toward the outside. Vusi able to escape with a kill on bed, but Lurid narrowly able to escape at a hotel hallway. A second later, he would have definitely been out of this round. 3-on-3, picks up the bomb. FTL jump left to work with. And based on the mini-map, at least. And on Zayd and Gino. Gino, the closest one to enemy players. Could try to go on a flank. Player number 3 in the back. Hawk continuing to be in the back lines. Isn't actually going to call that one out to his teammates. He's not in an angle to actually watch this one. The other side of curb. As Gino gets the nice explosion there on Lurid, and now it's all left up to Hawk. The angle wasn't the best one to hold, but here comes the sniper shots. Give me one. I don't know if he can actually spot the player who's defusing the bomb right now. Zayd is on that defuse, and Hawk isn't going to be in a position to challenge this, and that's going to be a round over to Issa team.
That's a great play. They know that the map is sort of split. It was a key gunfight to take out Lurid. You end up using the car to your advantage there. So then sort of an easy situation. Both players split. You're able to spot one, take them out. And then the other player, of course, Hawk is only able to pick up one with the sniper. Can't spot the defuse coming in. So easy play to write that one out to the end of the round. Now, a little bit of a check for utility. Anon does have the camo. Looks like they're still moving in towards the reactive armor. Of course, Gino halfway towards that Centurion with the bomb. But on the other side, you have the FTL jump in the hands of Lurid, and you're moving in towards that active camo with Hawk. So these past few rounds are going to be deadly. PinkRockstar, though, picking out the first blood here. That's bad, taking out Zayd.
And Lurid actually spots the other 2 as well. So you're going to have somewhat of a positioning. It'll be a 2 versus 4 clutch if Issa team can lock this one down. Gino finding a kill, like I said. And Lurid is going to call in those Scorchers, I believe. Here those come. Going to be glittering out bridge. And Anon and Gino obviously will realize that. Anon quickly to get shut down. It's all left up to Gino in a 1-on-3. Trying to force the round 11 and keep his team in this one. PinkRockstars win this round. They will be up 2-0 in this series. Of course, an elimination match as well. Gino having to fight for his life. Spots one just toward that fountain. Having to back up. These PinkRockstars have a good spread over both of these bomb sites. It's not going to make it easy for Gino. He's going to get picked off from behind, and just like that, PinkRockstar will walk away with a game number 2 victory as well. It came down to around number 10. Didn't go all the way, Paradox, but it was definitely a very tightly contested battle, much similar to the first hardpoint. And yet again, Lurid actually going to find 10 kills here. So going double digits yet again is Lurid, being a main slayer in this match for his squad, and obviously being a huge factor in the reasoning why we see PinkRockstars come yet again out with another victory.
It's another sort of fall in the mid game. They give up a little bit too much utility in that round number 4 when Lurid just came through and picked up like that 1v3 using the FTL and everything and secured those full streaks. That was a turning point in that game, 100%. I mean, we saw rounds where they tried to fight it back and work their way back into the game, but ultimately they just were not able to catch up.
Indeed, they weren't. Like, so we saw some moments where it really wasn't working out the best for the side of PinkRockstars. I know we ended up seeing that moment where I think it was a 3-on-2, I believe, or maybe it was a 3-on-3 where Hawk was in the back. But actually 2 different times where he's actually in the back, kind of watching over for his teammates and whatnot. Where he was kind of in destroyed building. They didn't end up getting the clutch to happen, even though his positioning was set up perfectly for a flank through bridge. That moment where the bomb was down, it actually wasn't planted for the right side that he was on, but he couldn't watch from the other side of curb. And there were some moments where he ended up seeing Issa team have some great strategies and actually countering on PinkRockstars' mistakes. But in the end, when you have an all-star like Lurid, along with an awesome cast as well, playing consistent, it's very difficult to face off against them. So with that, that is going to be the side of PinkRockstars now up 2-0. Issa team, your backs are against the wall. How do you respond back? How can Anon and the boys respond back when it comes down to this next uplink, which will be on Throwback? We'll obviously be learning all that information in just a moment when we return. Of course, welcome back, everyone, to UMG Sudbury. Of course, myself, Lando, joined by Paradox, currently at home. Paradox, how are you doing so far throughout this series, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's been a really interesting one. And speaking of interesting, in the rig draft, we have a Centurion being picked up from the side of PinkRockstar. I believe that's going to be in the hands of Chad. That's something that you normally don't see, especially on a fast-paced map such as Throwback. But hey, we'll see if they can make it work. They have a lead in this series so far, and they've looked good. So let's see if they can close it out.
Indeed, it's definitely going to be an interesting task, as they obviously did win our first respawn on Breakout 250 to 188, and are obviously currently up 2-0 in this series. Of course, like I said, after as well a nice search and destroy performance, winning that last one 6 rounds to Issa team's 4. Major players to be looking out for the side of Issa team. I'm personally looking out for Anon. Who else do you think you'll be looking out for as far as a team? You think like maybe Gino as well, or Zaid?
Yeah,
Vusi?
Gino's been doing all right. Vusi, I feel like, needs to step up a little bit, but still have. It's like all three. It's sort of, I feel like, same thing on both sides. I feel like you're a little bit closer with Issa team from getting production from everyone. PinkRockstar, that's still sort of the thing. You're getting commanding performances from Lurid, and there's still that little bit of a separation gap. But I feel like both teams, if you move past this, you got to match up against Earthroot. You're going to need everyone firing when it comes to that team.
You do, of course, good engagements going down already. As a team, being aware this could be the last map of their entire run at Sudbury. Hawk already doing some damage, finding two, quickly gets traded, but we'll obviously see what Issa team can try and do, as they'll obviously have that drone in their hands already. Gino tossing that drone over, actually. That one will be reset due to the level cap at the top of the map. So a nice attempt there from Issa team, already trying to show some early aggression. Gino finding 3 kills up to this point. Zaid as well, responding for a few. Lurid, who's seeing 1 and 2 for his squad. We'll obviously see how things do transition. Drone already grabbed here from Gino yet again as we're making that opposite side hit. But look at this. Lurid is right behind them all. Tries to find the drone carrier, trying to focus his attention on him. But yes, the pinch will come through, and it looks like Chad will escape with the drone. So a nice trigger discipline play there from the side of Lurid. And a nice pinch as well set up to kind of lock those players down inside of Grandma.
Plays right now. Mid has been cleared out. So PinkRockstar, your first offensive opportunity of the game. This one looks like it should be home free. It's a 3v2 inside of the base, and Chad is free to skip and hop his way up into the uplink portal and get the first 2 points on the board.
And Gino actually going for the early aggression. Isn't going to be able to grab that drone for his team, so trying to disable what could have been a field spawn trap. It looks like they will narrowly break out of that one, but still, that could have been another opportunity quick where PinkRockstars could have grabbed that drone. So aggression already being shown when it comes down to that objective. Definitely needs to be shown toward the opposite side. So with that, 3 players dropping for PinkRockstars yet again. Bed sitting upside in top ticket right now. Trying to obviously gain some information as Anon finds 2 through mid-map. Player grabs the drone, quickly shut down as well. So Anon shut down off of that streak. Or excuse me, that was actually not Anon, that was Gino who gets shut down off that streak for the time. Lucy, drone in his hands. Trying to go for the 1-point toss here off of that brick wall, but he's going to go for some more aerial gameplay. Actually tries to find that player with the drone. He'll actually throw that one off. That one's going to be a pass to Zaid. So opposite teams passing to one another. Zaid kind of residing around the haystack as that drone is just narrowly not going to be able to stay near that portal. Drone going to be just off the side of the map, and Hawk is quickly to reset that one. A nice attempt there from Issa team, but Drone just not going to be able to land there as Anon gets also picked off his 6th streak. Issa team having a little bit of problems here toward the middle of this game.
Anon had such a good position there, set up on top of Grandma's, but Lurid ends up coming through and shuts him down after one of his own teammates falls to the dirt. But looks like Vusi's going to be the forward man here for his team, and as soon as I say that, he ends up dropping. So now look at your train platform. You have 1 player for its team. You have 3, almost pretty much the entire team for PinkRockstar. Closing in. Easy engagements right in their favor. Able to pick up 1, but Anon enters back with 2 of his own, sort of stalls it out here. Looks like that offensive push from PinkRockstar that was meant to be won't happen just yet, but Lurid once again is just like, all right, I'll just get everything done on my own. 7th streak, picks up the drone, tries to throw it forward in a top ticket, and that is where it stops for the time being.
Yeah, actually, Lurid was trying to toss that drone over the side of the map, and I believe it ends up getting stuck on the top of that top ticket building. So what could have been a potential scoring opportunity for the set of PinkRockstars, they obviously have to wait till that drone to be reset. So both these teams having a little bit of problems when it comes down to trying to move that drone forward. As far as the location of it, streaks coming in as Anon finds one on bed. So obviously using that 6 or 7 spree to good use. Fusi coming with the pass there to Gino. Gino was there for the 2-point play, and just like that, it's going to be Issa team who's able to respond with a 2-point play of their own. Just a hair over a minute remaining in this first half. Another toss coming in. Is it going to come into Gino? Yes, it will. Can he get the scoring opportunity off? Take some damage, but it doesn't matter. Back-to-back 2-point plays there for the side of Issa team as they now have a 1-possession, a 2-point lead now.
They're going to try and keep this going. Vusi has control of the satellite drone, one coming from the train tunnel, and that's going to shut him down. Oh, my. Great play from Ben for the defense. PinkRockstar going to turn the possession over to their favor once again, but they need to take out another wave of Issa team if they want to tie this game up. Lurid is the last one standing, and then he drops along with the rest of his team. So, great plays from Issa team here in the uplink so far through the first half. They have another scoring opportunity. Less than 30 seconds left here in the first half. Zaid dodging and weaving his way through. Almost makes it through, but there you go. All 4 down for PinkRockstar. That's 2 more points on the board. It's a team extending the gap to 4.
Indeed they do. So 6 straight points unanswered for the side of Issa team. PinkRockstars having a little bit of problems when it comes down to the later stages of this first half of uplink. Of course, we do have another 5 minutes left to play. So with that, Issa team realizing, of course, in some cases having that pressure on their backs and responding well to it. We'll see obviously how they do respond. Of course, one player that we said to mention coming into this match is going to be Anon. Of course, in your round-ending kill cam as well, having 15-8 performance in this first half, doing quite a bit for his squad. On the other side, Lurid, 13-9 for him. So I definitely want to be on board with Lurid to see what he can try to provide for his team. Of course, rocking that ERAD, laser sight, of course, added on top of it as well. As he's going to have to be a huge influencer when it comes down to the kills to bring back PinkRockstars into this game. And just like that, 2 fall for either side. 3 fall actually for the side of PinkRockstars. Hawk now, of course, toward the back lines, having to lock things down toward that side of bowling. Players trying to make their way here toward bottom ticket. Zaid with that drone in hand, having someone to watch over him. We'll see how Issa team tries to re-engage on this.
Looks like Zayd's going to keep his hands on the drone. Finally throws that one down. Able to pick up a kill, but this is not a position where you can really get a scoring opportunity come through. And just like that, another turnover coming through. PinkRockstar look like they're going to try and swing this momentum in their favor, but they've already lost 1. That was their front man. They wanted to push this over towards Lemon, and with that one player going down, the other one has control of the drone. That push is just not going to work out. Chad is able to get out of dodge, needs to regroup with his teammates. They still have this drone pushed up the map, and now finally ends up resetting. So train platform will be the area of contention for at least a few seconds.
And one thing that I noticed there for PinkRockstar that I see with a lot of teams when it comes into uplink is honestly just kind of, they didn't really like settle for that toss, for that offensive play to not happen. They kind of just settle with the fact that, you know, they want to kind of rush things forward. I think it was Chad, and I want to say it might have been Hawk as well, who kind of still pushed out that drone even though they realize it's not going to work. When it comes to the uplink, if you're a team like this, whenever scoring opportunity doesn't work for you, when you realize the drone is kind of not going to happen, of course, once the defensive team has kind of stopped you already, it's important just to back up. When it comes down to an offensive hit, if you can get a scoring opportunity off, and of course if you have some players fall, it's totally fine, but you can't constantly be reinvesting, you know, players or even lives into a play that's already been stopped. So I think that's what we have to kind of see for this set of PinkRockstars, especially with the deficit that they do have currently being 2 possessions, is that the drone attempt isn't going to work out for you. Just let it stay out for you. Try to back up and wait for your teammates to try to get some more control with you, because in the end you're just only doing more damage to your squad.
You need to invest those resources properly. Speaking of which, looks like Vusi does have this FTL jump. He might be able to sneak up behind the offensive push. Shots into 1, ends up picking that one up before going down, but he had a 2v1 here. Lurid's going to be the last one up. Might be able to make a sliding toss when he gets out of Grandma's and won't be able to beat Gino to it. Strong plays once again. It's a team showing up on defense once again.
Yeah, huge 1v1 there victory for Gino as he's able to shut down Lurid. Of course, had the advantage when it comes down to having a weapon in his hands and in that little narrow corridor that Lurid had to make it through, but regardless, a victory yet again for the side of Issa team. We'll see if they can try and hold on to that yet again. Lurid trying to be a nuisance here over toward that side. Hey, makes one weak, takes out the other player just outside of Barn. Can he finish off this kill? Yes, finds that one as well. 3 streak right now for Lurid, but no one has the drone in their possession. Hawk and Chad need to make something happen, but little do they know the drone is back inside of middle, and Issa team yet again have another defensive stop. Paradox, I'm not sure how the payload progression is going right now for the side of PinkRockstars, but for the side of Issa team, they're getting very close to both the active camo and the overdrive combination. Anon, currently the only player alive right now for Issa team. Can PinkRockstar get something going? Bed very close to overdrive for him. But still, at the moment, PinkRockstar is not a whole lot of time left to work with. Bed finds 2 just outside that lemon. Can he stay alive? No, not able to make it happen for much longer. Lurid isn't in an opportunity to challenge, and Chad is still back here. He doesn't have a whole lot going for him. So with that, drone going to be reset. And now PinkRockstars have time to evaluate what they're going to do with this next minute and 20.
PinkRockstar right now, you have a minute 20 to get this done, 80 seconds. You need to not rely on solo pushes so much. That's what we keep seeing from this team. It's a team in the driver's seat. Have control of the satellite drone, have 2 impact payloads. One of them already popped. That's the active camo. Anon gets a little bit of damage on the back line, able to pick up 1 more. 4 in a row, and there we go. The overdrive gonna come in. Support from Gino. That's gonna be the dagger. 8-2 with 50 seconds remaining.
Normally, I would definitely discredit a play where, you obviously have to use a dunk to, or when you ever use a dunk for both your active camo and your overdrive, but in the end, it was a point that needed to go through, kind of a dagger in some cases. They're going to put in yet again another 2-point play. Zaid putting in that dunk, of course, just waiting out the time. Very smart play to obviously realize that PinkRockstar are on the back foot. Shots coming in there from Lurid, able to take out Anon, but in the end, it's not going to matter too much. Constellation kills is all it will be. Anon most likely going to win the slaying battle after this one. 36-14 for him. Absolutely exploding when it comes down to this uplink and keeping Issa team alive yet again here, Paradox, as they're not out of this one just yet.
Meanwhile, Lurid still has a good performance. Like, he has been the definition of consistency for PinkRockstar the entire tournament. Finishes this one at 33-21. But on the opposite side, as you said, Anon, we're sort of looking at that matchup on the other side. 36-15, over double positive. That is that's something you rarely see when it comes to uplink, right? Normally, that gets really scrappy just because of the nature of play, especially when it comes to a map like Throwback. Standout there. Props to Anon.
Indeed, and of course, you talk about players who didn't really perform up to their best ability for the side of PinkRockstar's Chad, going 14-28, so double negative in that case. Definitely have to kind of step it up when it comes down to this next respawn, which is going to be on Scorch. We talked about the ERADs. We've obviously talked about Lurid's play up to this point. The ERAD reigns true, and that's obviously his preferred weapon of choice. So, guys, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. Can PinkRockstars close this one out here, or will Issa team force the Game 5? Will we see S&D on Throwback is the question. We'll obviously be able to answer that when we return. Welcome back, everyone, to UMG Sudbury. Of course, myself, Lando, in the studio, along with Paradox at home. Paradox, it's that time, my friend. We're heading into a game number 4, potentially with the game number 5 on our hands. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going with Issa team to take this hard point. I'm not going to give you an exact score. I'm thinking Issa team takes this, and we see a game 5. How about you? Tell me. Tell me everything.
I don't know. Actually, like, I'm still siding with PinkRockstar just because of what they're able to do. They commanded the rotation battles in that first hardpoint.
They did.
They fell off in the uplink. They won the search and destroy pretty handily after a swing round. This is a team that seems to feed off of momentum, and we know that their hardpoint play is stronger than their uplink and their search and destroy play. This is where this team feeds and can take control. So I'm saying PinkRockstar 250. I feel like it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say 186.
Oh, okay. I can respect that. All right. Well, we'll obviously see what both these teams can do. I have to hand it to you. You have a pretty talented player, Lurid, who's done some damage with that ERAD up to this point. When it comes to the PinkRockstar, they prefer the ERADs as a team. They prefer the K-bars and 1 NV4. Actually, they're actually going to roll with 3 K-bars, 1 ERAD. So, kind of holding for that long-range gameplay. We'll see what PinkRockstars can do. Going to go on board with Lurid off the start here, tossing some nades, some tacticals as well. It looks like he is going to drop here early on. So shots coming in, and 4 down immediately for Issa team. PinkRockstar starting to take over.
And credit over to Hawk. Ends up pushing through into material processing. So because of that position and the way that PinkRockstar attacked that hill, these spawns have already flipped over into their favor. But now you see Issa team respond by taking control of drill side, pushing the hard point once again, and they're able to take control and get some more time on their side.
They do, of course, going to be aware of that next rotation. Looks like they do flip the spawns like you mentioned here. Shots coming in there from Chad as he'll find 2. Needs to be aware of that push. He had such a valuable position, and Hawk now is going to have to be in an up-close battle. Actually wins that one with the NV4. Lurid as well shuts down Gino. So they will be getting, most likely, these last few seconds. Player number 7 and player number 5, Gino and Anon, making their way actually through that hallway. So with that, it will be Issa team who does hold on to those spawns. Rotation now, coming in toward Turbine. Bed, gonna pick that player just off of that head glitch. Respond to the left. Can he find this one as well? No, not gonna happen. Vusi's there for the trade. Nice 3-streak, actually make it 4 now for Vusi. He's starting to heat up a little bit. Player just toward his left. As we'll see what they can try and do. How can Issa team try to lock this one down? Vusi finding one, tries to find the other. His streak will be ended, but it will be PinkRockstar who's actually able to hold on just for the time. 2-on-1 gunfight. Chad needs to find this one. We'll see if potentially Zayd can try and stay alive for a time. He'll be able to delay for a few moments, but it will be PinkRockstar who gets a successful retake of this hill.
Oh, Hawk tries to push out, runs into the gunfight with 2 in front of him. Lurid is able to pick up one who was lurking inside of material processing. Teammates going down around him, ends up saving one. One more to contest inside of the hardpoint. Lurid has 7 shots in his gun, tries to move around, but Zayd comes through, shuts him down, punches him right in the noggin, and finally Turbine has stabilized because we don't have to spend any more time there. We're moving over to hangar operation. PinkRockstar already here, but it's a team working this break fast and furious. Anon and company already picking up the kills they need to try and take control of the hardpoint.
And you can definitely see right now for PinkRockstar, the only issue that they're having right now is Hawk's performance. He's currently sitting at 1-6. And the reason why he's having such an odd performance is because he's the only MV4 in the map. And MV4 is so difficult to use when it comes in a Scorch. Such close lines of sight and whatnot. And so with that, if you can obviously see him start to turn this thing around, we can easily see PinkRockstars in full force because all 3 others are having a very, very nice and easy game. Just as I say that, Issa team starts to take the lead as they've held down Hangar very, very well up to this point. Vusi, Gino, all responding for a few kills. Zayd getting involved as well. Hawk, the last player alive, is not going to be in a position to challenge, so these last 14 seconds should definitely be going over toward the side of Issa team. Now it's time for this rotation toward Drill. PinkRockstar is going to be here. Hawk watching over, just as I start to say that he needs to swap to a gun, pulls out the K-bar. We'll see how that one does treat him, as this team got a lot on that hill. We'll see how side of PinkRockstar fares when it comes down to Drill.
This is one of the better performances we've had out of Vusi so far, 14-6. Anon ends up dropping out, so spawns will be staggered for its a team. You have a group of 3, and then you have a lone man, and that's going to be a split spawn. Anon all the way on the opposite side. Can work to pinch with his teammates, but his teammates can't stay alive. They're pretty much shoehorned into going into the observation deck where they're just going down for PinkRockstar players. Anon, though, of course, highlight player for this team, has already picked up 3, doing it all on his own inside of the hardpoint. Has 1 more and gets the sweep on the team, frees it up for his teammates to take control of the lanes and push through into the observation deck where they're able to clear out the Drill hardpoint. And these final 10 seconds might go in their favor if they can fend off 1 more wave of players.
A blessing in some cases turned into a miracle there for Anon. Shuts down all 4 players. And granted, the last few seconds are going to go to PinkRockstar, but it's a team getting a great break, and that should have been an easy pinch there had Anon's teammates been able to stay alive, Paradox, but he's able to make it work regardless. So after the first set of rotations, it is a very, very close neck-and-neck game up into this point. It is currently Gino residing inside of that middle bridge. He'll get picked off. Now it's going to be Lurid and the boys trying to make their way forward. Player going to be on the flank. Lurid makes quick work of him, and the E-Reds will reign true, it seems, as another lead change getting ready to make its way forward, and Lurid is in a perfect spot to counter this push that's coming on the flank. They obviously realize such, tries to go on the turn on, not able to make that one happen. So Issa team kind of dodging outside of that hard point, realizing that the push toward those spawns is what's more important. Anon gets caught on an angle. This is a big kill that Vusi needs to make happen. He's had a fantastic game up to this point, and he is going to at least contest the hill time for now. Spawns are still going to be up in the air, as it looks like it might have actually worked out for the side of Issa team. Anon, due to holding this position near that hallway side, is going to guarantee his team a nice rotation here. So great work for Issa team.
Gino ends up spawning out after he goes down on the observation deck. PinkRockstar now have the chokehold. They just need to push through and win these engagements inside of the hardpoint. Bed opens things up. There's your intro. Another one ends up going down. They're not able to get control of the bottom in material processing. So Bed is going to be the only one here with 4 players breathing down his neck. And there you go. It's the team once again stabilize the turbine hardpoint for their side. And it looks like they're going to be able to easily fight off another wave of PinkRockstar players. 3v3 around the hill. Early engagements going over to the opposition. But Gino set up behind this important cover inside the hardpoint, able to make a statement. Takes out one, has another one in his sights, and that one goes down as well.
We're seeing PinkRockstars just be too over-aggressive right now. Granted, it's a very up-close and personal map, but Lurid actually rocks the FTL jump. Speak of aggressive, he's actually got one more player right behind him. Hill currently contested. He's not able to walk away with that, but just as I was saying, in this hard point, I mean, the reason why we see Issa team have such a lead is that every time PinkRockstars would drop, it would be one after another, and all at different times. It wasn't a teamwork type of oriented pushes that they were making. I think that was the reason why we're seeing them struggle so much. There was times where 3 would go down and Hawk was challenging, 3 would go down and Bed would be challenging. If they were to win this game, it has to rely on teamwork, and when it comes down to a hard point like this, communication is at an all-time high. Issa team trying to force the game 5 after being down 2-0. How will PinkRockstar start to respond as 3 fall just like that? Bed is going to be alive here, pushing his way through hallway, and Erad in a close quarter engagement. A narrow corridor to enter into hangar, as this could be Issa team nailing down both of these huge rotations, Paradox. Zayd ends up falling in on as well, so just like that, PinkRockstar's making me bite my tongue in some cases. The rotation will be one for them, and Lurid is already ready and waiting here for drill.
That was a huge kill over for PinkRockstars as well. They were able to shut down Anon, who was moving in over towards that warden, but Lurid doing what he does do best. Dodging, ducking, somehow picking up kills. 3 in a row. One more wants to make it 4. There's your 4th one before going down. The area warden's gonna follow that one up from the opposite side. It's like, hey, get these guys away from the hard point. We want to cross the 200-second mark. Anon has a lock on the bridge mid-map. Meanwhile, his teammate Zayd is working inside of the hard point, shuts down another. This is good from Issa team, but here we go. Once again, it's this holdover from map 3 from PinkRockstar. All of these solo pushes, look how staggered these are. They end up wasting reactive armor from Bed, trying to get into drill. Now you just have Chad left in essentially a 1v2. Granted, he's able to contest, but that's not what you want right now. You're down by about 40 seconds. You need to push through, get control of the hard point, and going into the 3rd rotation of Hills, they do not have a lot of time to get it done.
They do not indeed. It looks like Hill time going to go toward the rest of Issa team. It looks like Issa team trying to be continuous aggressive. They obviously realize where the spawns are coming from. They're coming toward back turbine, and we'll see if they can try to contest them for the time. Gino able to find one as the Hills will rotate. It is now the side of Issa team, who is in prime control right now, as they are, like I said, trying to force that game 5. Only 48 seconds away from forcing that one. PinkRockstar's quite a few more seconds away from locking this series in play. So with that, kills continue to go down. Bridge control still going to be in favor of PinkRockstars for the time. Hawk needs to win these big gun engagements as he's going to drop as well. You see him kind of going from weapon to weapon. Currently sitting at 9 and 22. Started with the MV4, then went to the K-Bar. Recently has been swapping back and forth to the ERAD, and he just had a very difficult time. Most likely the reason why PinkRockstars haven't been able to be in the lead, or at least be in the foreground of a lot of these hard points, is due to having a constant 3 versus 4 type.
Really interesting play. They have Zayd come through that hardpoint, pick up 3 in a row with the reactive armor. Now you have a combined 9 streak on this team from 3 players. They are closing in on this victory. Want to close this out and send this to a map 5. Zayd ends up going down, so front man down. Boosie, a lot of pressure inside of material processing, will not be able to hold on. Meanwhile, Gino is inside of a Scarab, is able to pick up 1, but the push from Elbow is coming in fast, and he will not be able to beat them to the punch. PinkRockstar able to get 1 foot inside of the hard point when they need it most.
And Chad ends up dropping as well due to that Scarab obviously coming in. They shut down Lurid, the most important player in this game right now for the side of PinkRockstars. He'll also drop yet again. Huge kill there coming in from Zayd. Only 5 more seconds left before we do see ourselves in a game 5. But Bed is trying to prevent that. 3, 2. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. And just like that, Paradox, we are going to see a game 5 between Issa team and the side of PinkRockstar.
Oh, buddy. This one's going to be a throwback search and destroy as well, but 100% props to Issa team. We talked about the sort of weakness of PinkRockstar from yesterday. That is a huge holdover today in this series. You're not getting production from the rest of your team. And Hawk, I hate to call you out, but 11 and 26 with 7 seconds inside of the hardpoint and no defense. That is not going to cut it in the late rounds of this tournament. On the opposite side, what do you see? That is a thing of beauty. That is a team working together. Yeah. 20s across the board, time shared inside of the hill, and defends across as well, with Gino being the standout with 10. That is textbook teamwork.
Due to this consistency across the entire board. Like I said, there were times where we were obviously kind of calling out Hawk. You know, what was he kind of doing throughout the game? He started with the NV4, then he went to the K-Bar, then he went to the E-Rad. He just wasn't really having a whole lot of production, of course, going over double negative 11 and 26. Only, like I said, only 7 seconds of hill time. Didn't really do a whole lot when it comes down to this map. But like I said, man, this is the difficulty about when it comes down to a map like Scorch. It's those close quarter engagements. And while we were obviously favoring Lurid, who, of course, goes positive yet again, 35 and 27, it's just, it has to be an overall team basis. That's the reason why I personally was looking toward the side of Issa team, just due to their overall kind of combined, in some cases, unison play. And now we've found ourselves in a Game 5 scenario. The last map is going to be Throwback. Which way will it go? Will we see Issa team complete the reverse sweep, or will PinkRockstars come out of nowhere? Will Lurid rise to the occasion and make his team stay alive for a little bit longer? One of these teams will be going home after we return. Welcome back to UMG Sudbury. Of course, myself, Lando, currently at the desk, joined by Paradox. Paradox, it is time for a Game 5. One of our first Game 5s, I believe, the entire tournament up to this point. And I'm excited. Darn it, I'm very excited. I think it's time that I pull out the Canada flag. I'm excited. I love being excited. I just love Canada. And I'm sorry, I'm just going crazy right now. I'm just excited for a Game 5, man. It's been an awesome championship Sunday, of course, up to this point. And this series has treated us the exact way that we thought it would, going down to the final map. And, of course, that one is going to be on Throwback. As we get ready to load in, I want your prediction. I want the exact round count prediction for my man, Quentin.
Oh, man. See? Now you got me thinking. Do I flip sides, or do I stand strong? With what I thought so far in this series. Right now, I feel like it's a team, though. They have that momentum. That was a solid team performance. They just need to convert that into some rounds in Search and Destroy, and it's a team that is talented when it comes to this game mode. So I'm saying it's a team. Come through, complete the reverse sweep. I'm going to say 6-4.
Wow, okay, so you're going to hop on the Issa team
I'm going to flip sides.
What if I flip sides too? Can I flip sides?
Go ahead.
All right, Lurid. I'm going on board with you at the start, my man. It's up to you. It's up to your team, but mostly you, no offense. Lurid, what can you do for me, man? It's Game 5. Loser of this match goes home. Winner advances. It's all on the line here in Sudbury. And, of course, Bed already finding the first blood. Kills beginning to go down. And just like that, it's Zaid left in a 1-on-2 position. An opportunity to clutch as he'll grab the bomb. Pull it ever closely to his chest and realize this is going to be a very difficult one to try and get out with.
They just played this one really slow. Player. Looks like that was Hawk that was getting out Grandma's. Now they've been able to spot Zaid up in the air. PinkRockstar gonna take the first round of map 5. I feel like that's like a little bit of just a jab. It's like, oh, you don't have faith in us anymore? Okay, we're just gonna come out and win round 1. Still, I'm gonna stand by my prediction. It's too late. I can't take it back.
I respect it. I respect the.
That's a good first round.
Exactly. I respect the push. I respect the tenacity to want to stick with your pick. Either way, though, I'm feeling pretty good right now. We'll see what Lurid can obviously try and do with this next one. Of course, finding 2 out of the 4 kills in that one. Lurid going for a very interesting line sight. Actually going to spot at least one player roaming toward that middle side. Because, of course, they will be on the offensive. Fully expect to see a lot of A hits when it comes down to this map, be the non-preferred site. It looks like kills starting to go down. Another player spotted toward that top food area, quickly made work of. As Zaid, 1-on-2. Would be a 1-on-3 clutch in total. If he can pick off both Chad and Lurid. Lurid able to go and grab that bomb and obviously get that one down here shortly. Zaid coming from an interesting line side. If he can kind of position himself beside this bus that's going to be just toward his left, he can maybe work something, but these players quickly to rush forward. And Lurid with that E right up close is going to be very difficult to deal with. Using the bomb as a head glitch, should have Chad actually fire away through the top. And it looks like he's going to drop, so Zaid finds that one. And Lurid is there for the response, so just too many players to deal with. One player at the close range, one player from far, as a side of PinkRockstars who does work that 2v1 advantage very, very well.
Look at this, up and over. I was going to say that's a little bit scary because arguably you have one player set up on that lemon side. So once he goes down, he's in that engagement. You can just come up behind that player and then you're set up for a pinch. But of course, it's easy for us since we just have all the knowledge of what's going on the map at one time. It's a team though. Going to go for the offside strat, moving over towards B. Hawk's going to be the first one here to notice anything. Will he be able to make it count though? Looks
Hawk,
like
what are you doing, man? Hawk was just kind of like casually looking. I think he was most likely assuming like, there's no way they're going to come here. He was kind of setting up for an angle and ends up getting picked off for that first blood. Thankfully, Lurid is there, so pick going to happen. I'm sorry, I was getting a little bit overly frustrated just because the pick that I have in this match. Regardless, though, Zaid, nice turn on there, quickly gets met. You obviously see Lurid on his 7th spree right now, is yet to die. He's got the FTL jump. He's got some streaks to work with. Spots one player up close, finds him as well. Anon now, last alive. The man who has to go big for a squad finds one. Anon versus Lurid, the guys who we talked about this entire game, and Lurid is going to come out on top. Narrowly able to do so. Actually, just narrowly able to get that one off. Only had about 3 seconds left before that bomb would explode in time. 4 spree in that one. Lurid 9-0. He's got streaks. He's got FTL jump, but he's also given his team a 3-round advantage. All things looking good right now for PR.
That is killer instinct right there. Start off this game 5, 9-0. That's something that you don't normally see. It sort of reminds me of that Optic and E United series. What was that? Was that Dallas where Karma just Karma just completely went off? So, but anyway, looking at this so far, PinkRockstar are going to opt to go over towards the A site. Things getting hot and heavy around the site as well. Gino with a nicely timed nade to shut one out, but now Lurid's going to bring in and take over the skies. Finds only one, but Hawk cleans it up. So now Zaid is going to be the last one up in a 2v1.
Of course, there was one player to be up that that his team would be happy with. It would be Zaid. Player's going to be toward that field side, so on opposite sides of the map right now. Hawk going to be getting that bomb down to finding his first kill in this round. Lurid on the opposite end, finding just about every other kill. 10-0 for Lurid. Zaid getting close to that reactive armor. Wouldn't be a bad idea to try and use it if he is able to find at least one of these players. One just going to be toward his right. He doesn't check that angle. You've got to check that back blue side. He's going to be found out just like that. That's going to be PinkRockstar now up 4-0. And Lurid adding yet again another kill toward his total 11-0.
11-0. I'm just trying to let that sink in right now. This is a game 5 situation. This is win or go home. And one guy is taking control of this team and pushing them forward through this game. It's a team, we talked about their teamwork in the last one. You're getting a good performance from Zaid right now, despite it being 4-0. You need to step it up, and it needs to start right now. You can't afford to give up any more rounds, but looks like they're going to start things out on the good foot so far. Boosie picks up one. Gino finds another one behind. This bomb is now dropped on Train Platt. It looks like Zaid's going to be the one to pick it up.
And Lurid, due to being in an off angle, is actually able to find one, escapes with his life. That perfect record will stay alive for now. 13-0. And on the last alive, now we make it a 1-on-1. Bed versus Anon, both with K-bars. In this instance, Anon is going to have to ramp back to try and find that bomb. I don't know if they actually spotted each other. Bed currently just sitting into the top to get a nice angle to hold, and he should, if he was able to stay on those stairs, could have spotted Anon just toward his right. These guys are just going to casually walk past each other. Little do they know. And it looks like they're going to make their way toward opposite sides of the map. Again, Bed on defense. Anon needs to grab that bomb. Thankfully, he's going to go and do that. And he does have time to wrap back here over toward B. You're obviously going to see Bed probably sight check one of these sites, and actually is going to choose the right one. And this is going to be a round for Bed. This is going to be PinkRockstar is now up 5-0. Chooses right. A 2 versus 4 is going to come into play as Bed and Lurid do it yet again. Lurid finally dies, and Bed is able to respond exactly when his team needs him to. Nice clutch and good overall intuition to check the correct site, as it's now going to be Issa team. 1 round away from elimination here at UMG Sudbury. They have to be perfect.
Oh, we got to see. And they still have to worry about an FTL jump. Scare for information. You have Scorchers. And then I was like, what? They might have reactive armor if this game goes on a little bit longer. This is not the position you want to be in if you are Issa team. And this bomb's made its way all the way over towards A. Hawk going to get the plant.
Yeah, and Lurid's actually going to go and ping this streak. Of course, can call that one out as well. So here come the Scorchers. This is the opposite team ready for that. They're all trying to get inside. So they obviously realized that the A site was indeed a smart choice. Lurid finally going to drop. 4 versus 3. Retake now getting ready to come in for Issa team. Bed. Player that's actually just going to pop right in front of him. Finds one. Give me 2, says Bed, but no, can't find that one in the end. 2 on 3. Now we'll see how Hawk can try and do is he's left in a position to clutch. Gino and Zayd finding one, Anon finding the third. Zayd actually ends up rocking the reactive armor in that situation. And when you're on a 3, I don't know exactly when he used that one, Paradox, but when you're in that particular spot, if it's a 3-on-1 or even a 3-on-2 in that position, reactive armor is almost like something you can't afford to lose, especially in the position that they're in.
He ends up using it in this when he's sort of set up behind that picket fence in the engagement. But my thing is, at that point, it was like you said, it was either 3-2 or 3-1. You need to save that.
Yeah.
You still have 4 more rounds at this point to win, to even force a round 11 and even try to advance into your losers bracket final. That's something you cannot give up, especially when their progress towards active camo is about 75%.
Yeah, it's definitely an unfortunate one there if you are the side of as a team. Despite, of course, winning the round, and one thing that you can obviously take on fact is the fact that Lurid, of course, did, in some cases, waste that streak, speaking of such. Going to pull out the Scarab for a little bit of information. Little does he know, the player actually entering into the side of Barn is going to shut down his teammate Zayd. Walking away with that one. Can he escape with his life is the question. Looks like he will for a moment. And then also, Gino responding with one. Hawk getting a kill on Zayd, and Gino finding another kill. 2 so far in this round. Wants to find a hat trick. He's actually going to be planting that bomb down. So Hawk now, 1 on 3. As we'll see what he can try and produce. Obviously had a very slow game in the hard point. Not having the best performances when it comes down to the search and destroy. But what can you do when Lurid's finding literally every kill? This would be huge for his team if he can obviously close this one out with 20 seconds left.
Hawk looking down range, spots those players for it. The team just decides to back off of the site. Surprised he hasn't gone and jumped off of the map yet with 10 seconds left until this bomb goes off. I mean, you're still sitting in a position where you just need 1 round, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. But if you end up in that round 11 situation, barely able to get it after he jumps off of the map, but it's a team still going to win that round, inching closer towards forcing a possible round 11.
Indeed. So 2 rounds in a row as a team trying to, of course, bring this one back. Like I said, they have to be perfect. They have to keep this one going through. Lurid still having the only payload currently on the map right now. FTL jump in his back pocket, receiving some shots from the other side. We'll see what PinkRockstars can do when it comes down to this offensive hit. Bomb going to be in Hawk's hands as they'll wait to plant this one down. Just trying to make sure the entire side is good and ready to go. But just as we say that, they actually want to rush this one through. They want the kills. They don't want the bomb plant. They don't want to wait to see as the team engage them. They want to be the ones making the engagements. Vusi shutting down Chad as PinkRockstars look to try and see what they can try and do at this point. As they're going to rely on Lurid to go on a flank. Here comes the E-Rad shots. Can he find this one? But no, it's not going to be home. Lurid ends up dropping. And now chaos begins to happen for PinkRockstars. They're on offense. They didn't get the bomb down. And now Bet is left in a 1-on-4. Thought he spots actually one player. And this is definitely going to be a round for Issa team unless Bed can get to that bomb. And that bomb is going to be directly in all of the Issa team's laps. So we're going to spot that one down. Finds one. But finds a second as well, but there's just not a whole, there's no time. Paradox, there's no time for him to get this one off. I don't know why they're still challenging this one, but in the end, 3 rounds now for the side of Issa team. Are we going to, I'm not going to ask you if we're going to see it, because I don't want to jinx it. But still, man.
These have been solid rounds.
Yeah, it's looking like something could be happening.
Right now, it's that sort of play from PinkRockstar is one thing I want to highlight in that last round, because honestly, it threw me for a loop. I understand sending one player on the flank, but the entire team sort of dispersed. And then it's just set up easy 1v1s. You just have these duels set up where it's a team, which is the team with the hot hand right now going into that round, are easy. Just come out and capitalize. Now they've been able to pick up the first 2 kills in a row. They've secured active camo. Another one goes down. Hawk's going to be your last player on the map. We're going to 5-4.
Hawk, 1-on-4. This one's not going to happen either. It's done. 5-4 now, like you mentioned, Paradox. It's a team. They are making plays happen, and this is what we talk about. You'd be thinking, with a 5-1 advantage, that the entirety of the side of PinkRockstars would have payloads to work with, but no. That's exactly the opposite case. Only Lurid and Bed have been the ones who have been doing well. So that's the issue that we've talked about with consistency on the PinkRockstars lineup, is that normally in any team's position being up 5-1, you'd expect them all to be close to payloads, all to be close to your active camo, your reactive armors, your FTLs, whatever it may be. But little do they know is that only 2 of these players do have their payloads, and they're not ones that really are going to be great in these up close and personal engagements. An FTL jump, maybe. Overdrive, not necessarily. So with that, PinkRockstar is getting the bomb down.
Oh, you know something interesting? Okay, Lurid ends up FTL jumping away. Zayd, who used the reactive armor already, is about halfway back to that. He needs to stay alive in this round. Anon's gonna use the active camo, moving in 150 away towards Streaks, but no, ends up shooting at the worst possible time. Won't be able to pick up the kill. Gino, now left on 1v3, will not be able to stay alive. And there you go, 6-4. I had the round count right, but the teams flipped over. PinkRockstar show up in map number 5 after going up 5-0. Finally find that 6th round to eliminate It's a team from UMG Sudbury.
Wow, what a game 5 that was. What we thought was going to be a heavily one-sided game after about 4 or 5 rounds ends up becoming a thriller in the end. So, of course, props to PinkRockstars, but it was by no means easy, to say the least. Of course, Zayd, major performer, dropping 13 kills along with 7 deaths in the loss. And, of course, for the other team, Lurid, as usual, dropping 14 kills along with 6 deaths. Bed 8 and 9, of course. Secondary when it comes down to the kills there. So props to the side of PinkRockstars. It's the team we obviously will be saying goodbye to them, like you mentioned, Paradox. A very, very solid attempt. We, of course, got to spectate them a few times so far throughout the tournament, and they're definitely a very talented team when it came down to Sudbury.
Oh, man. That's one crazy game 5.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Oh, one for that definitely had me pretty scared, to say the least. But of course, let's go and take a look really back. Of course, let's take a look back at our map scores to kind of get a little bit of an idea as to what that series did produce for us. Of course, map number 1, Hardpoint Breakout, ended up going PinkRockstar's way. They won that one to 250 to 188. Search and Destroy and Retaliation had a similar result to our game 5, 6-4 round count. And of course, in favor of PinkRockstars yet again. In the uplink, we start to see things turn around a little bit. It's a team won that one at 10-2. And then when it came down to our hardpoint on Scorch, that one ended up going, of course, as a team's way yet again, 250 to 178. The reverse sweep does not come through. PinkRockstars closes out game 5 in a 6-4 fashion, going up 5 rounds. And then we end up seeing a 4-round comeback from Issa team. But of course, a closeout there for the guys on PR as they will advance. And like I said, we will be saying goodbye toward the side of Issa team. Guys, not a whole lot of series left to go when it comes down to UMG Sudbury, but of course, more elimination matches to come. We'll be right back when we return.